Are you ready to go fishing? You bet you are. Look at this canvas. It's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Okay, let me show you what this canvas is. All right, it's basically an old canvas, and if you look very closely there is some pencil marks of the Leaning Tower of Pisa that I tried to paint a few weeks ago. Didn't like the painting, so put it to one side. This is oil paint that's been painted on and completely dried. Didn't like the painting, so as I was cleaning the palette off one night, I thought, I'm just going to recycle this palette, recycle this painting. So down this side, I've just taken all the browns, greens, and whatever was on the palette that I'd left over, and just put it on. This was yesterday, so it's a little bit tacky, okay? All I've done then is just scraped in and created some sticks and twigs and stuff. What we're going to have is a fisherman, okay? A fisherman that's going to stand about there, okay? And try and catch a nice big trout for tea, all right? And he's going to be stowed underneath a nice big tree with some foliage in the background and a nice little river where the big old trout lives, okay? So let's start painting, but I'm going to show you the palette first. Before I show you the palette, please like the video and subscribe. Happy days. Okay, let me show you the palette. So I've just got the standard paints just out there, raw from the tube. Titanium white, we've got cobalt blue, French ultramarine, black, we've got cad red, we have got raw sienna, burnt umber, sap green, yellow ochre, and then cad yellow. Okay, flip over to this palette. We have taken some of the French ultramarine and burnt umber, mixed them up 50-50, and then taken a load of that. It looks black, but it's not. It's a really nice deep grey colour. Then we mix that into some whites. Okay, I've taken it to more of the bluey hue rather than the browny hue. Okay, mix it into some whites and then even into some more white again. That's going to be for the sky and the water. Okay, and I've taken some of this colour, this bluey colour, I mixed it into a little bit of sap green for this pale green colour. Same again, use this for the base colour, for into yellow ochre, into cad yellow, into burnt sienna, into bright red, yellow ochre, that's just yellow ochre and white actually, and yellow ochre, a little bit of red into white. Over here we've got the cobalt blue into white as well. Okay, so there's colours. This is what we're going to use. We may dip into this side of the palette as well. Okay, happy days. So you can see the sky here from the previous painting with a little bit of cloud and stuff like that. It's a great way of recycling old paintings that you're not really happy with, practice paintings and things like that. All right, let's dip into some of that French ultramarine, burnt umber, into a lot of white and a tiny touch of linseed oil, and we're going to hit the sky, and I'm going to hit it there. Okay, some of this underpainting may show through, and again, this part here that I put on last night is a little bit tacky in places. That's going to come to our advantage as well. Okay, so I'm just going to go over the whole thing. Now, this looks brilliant white when you're putting it on. It's not at all. It is a bluey grey colour. Okay, I'm just going to go over this foliage here like so, and just throw this in. And if some of this underpainting shows through in places, the bits that we want them to show through, that's all right. Don't fight that. We want that to happen. Okay, in fact, we may even just grab some of that colour and put a little bit down here, just a couple of skims of it. Okay, just to get a feel for the painting, because it was in landscape form and now it's in portrait. So just to give us a little bit of something to play with. Cover up the clouds, yes, like that. Okay, just tease that together, maybe blend it together. Okay, I'm going to take the same brush, okay, and I'm going to get a tiny touch of that cobalt blue and white, and I'm just going to put a bit of blue up here like that, and every now and again I'm going to put in a little bit. I want a bit of blue down in the water, so I need blue up in the sky. Okay, you can't have blue in the water if it's not up in the sky. So there we go. There we have it. Just a touch, just a touch. We'll worry about the water in a moment. And this part here where it's thin will be lovely little trees. Okay, I'm going to grab the big blender brush there, and I'm just going to breeze that across there just to take out all the brush strokes. Like so. There. Done. Okay. And that's the sky. Done. Right, so let's put some backgrounding material in. Okay, I'm going to take this wash brush, all right, and I'm going to grab a touch of the yellow ochre into whatever sky color we had. Okay, a little bit of yellow ochre, and we're going to put a few bits and pieces there. Okay, just lurking in the mist, lurking away into the mist. Just a little bit of yellow ochre makes lots of angled sort of things. This brush, it's quite nice, quite nice. Okay, without changing the color brush or cleaning the brush, a little bit of that sap green goes in there as well, like that. Wow, there we go. A little bit of sap green. Don't worry about this part, because we're going to put some trees on there soon. Okay, like so. Just want the indication of little trees way back here. Okay, again, I'm going to grab a touch of blue and white and just throw that in every now and again, like so. Okay, drop the brush down, pick up the blender again, and I'm just going to just tease that up. Just lift that up and then blend at the base. Blend at the base. There we go. There we have it. Okay, I'm going to grab a little bit more white, I think. I'm going to put a little bit more white. So whatever brush this is, it's a fan brush. I just want a bit, that's just pure titanium white. And I'm just going to mix that in. Just on the corner of the fan brush there. Like that. Fetch it all the way across. We're going to have the fisherman's head will be about there. But we'll just hide his head for the now. Okay. Like so. And let's just blend again. Blend again. Lift up, tease. Like that. Blend it out. Blend it out. Till it becomes very, very soft. Okay, let's work on this little peninsula of trees. So I'm taking some sap green and burnt umber into a little bit of white. And I'm just going to put some trees in front of those there. Just off this wash brush, okay? Don't want them too distinct just yet. Just a bit of colour. Just a little bit of something. And we'll have it a little bit taller there. Just a few bits and pieces like that. A few arms and legs and whatever these trees have. There, just tap on. Be a bit loose. Be a bit loose with it. I love loose painting. Right. Just work your way down into that dark area there. Like that. Okay. Grab a little bit of the darker colour. And then maybe a bit more of the umber into that sap green. And we'll put a few more just there like so. Like that. Just see how easy it comes off the brush. Maybe a couple thrown up there as well, like that. Just toy with it, toy until you get it how you want. I want some yellow ochre in this as well. I really want to get an autumnal feeling into this painting there, like that. Okay, yeah, let's just wipe any excess off. Yellow ochre and white. Okay, and we'll just hit a few trees up there like so. Just throw them in wherever you want them to be. That's where we'll put them, like that. Look at that. Bit of thicker paint, show up a little bit more there. Okay, again, maybe something there. Well, it does now. Yellow ochre, red, and to white. Okay, and just fill that in. Bit of something nice and free in there, like so. Okay, grab the brush with a little bit of white on, and we just want to mist this up as well. Can you see how I'm misting that? There, like so. the painting is not completely dry underneath, so you will get a greying of that white, and that'd be quite beneficial. Okay, we don't want brilliant white out here. Okay, just a little bit of mist and murk, morning mist, morning murk as we go fishing. There, and then just lift up and blend it and tease it and murk it all off. Okay, like so. Okay, I've just tapped in a little dark colour and just tapped on with a blender brush just to take off any sharp edges and things like that. Maybe a few trunks in there with the nib of the handle. Okay, let's just pick up some of this tree colour. Okay, and I'm just going to pull some of this down into the water. Oh, intermittently. Okay, don't put it all straight down. Okay, like that. So I've left a couple of gaps there and there because we want the gleam of the water to come through, really. So just a couple of gaps like that. Okay, I've only got it really on one side of the brush, the paint. The other side, virtually no paint, and that means I can just go across there like that without using another brush. Just a bit of a cheat, really. Nice little top tip there, like that. And of course we can move the paint, okay, and cut into the canvas. Not actually cut into the canvas, but cut into the paint on the canvas and move it about a little bit. There, so some reflections, like so. There, we've got it. Nice misty base just there at that headland. Right, I think that is in place. Now we're going to pick up a bit of blue, so let's grab a fan brush, and I want to touch a blue, and we're going to start up here. Okay, a bit of a grey blue colour. Okay, just a little bit of paint, maybe a touch of medium in that, a little bit of linseed oil. Okay, and we're going to go backwards and forwards, just picking out some of the highlights. Okay, sometimes you can turn the brush on its side like that and pull it across. Okay, and then other times just flatten it out. Work across, little and often. There, when we get enough on, we get enough paint on, and we want it how we want it, then we can blend again. Keep blending. There. All right, let's build this up. Keep doing this till we build it up. Can you see what I've done with a palette knife, folks? Okay, all I've done is taken a few of the colours, the same colours really, and I've just ploughed them on. I'll show you. Just grab a little bit on the palette knife and put on some little ripples like so, like that. Okay, wipe the brush and then just gently move and blend them in, and that will give some texture to the water. It'll also give some feeling that the water is moving. So we've got a bit of texture and a bit of movement. Vary the colours as well. Go from a dark colour where we've got a light spot. Let's get some paint on there. A dark colour there where we've got a light spot. Okay, and light colours where we've got dark spots. Okay, and if you get one that's a bit too dark, like that clump there, okay, just take the nib of the knife and just scrape it off. Scrape it in. Okay, there, like that. And then we could just blend with a knife. Again, movement, texture, colour, all sorts. It's all going on in this little stream. Okay, let's turn this focus to the big tree. All right, so I'm just going to get some sap green and some cad yellow. Where we're going to go with it. Okay, so we're just going to hit on here. Okay, just a bit of sap green and yellow ochre. I don't know if I said the cad yellow, but I'm just going to swirl in. Okay, a little bit of foliage. Just tap it in like so. All right, so that we're there. I think we're going to have the main trunk come down about something like that. Fisherman is going to go about here, so we need to stay away from that area there. Sap green and yellow ochre. Okay, change it as we go. Every time we hit the palette, grab a different colour, grab a brown, grab a red. Okay, and we'll just throw some in. This is not obviously the final part of the painting of the tree. In fact, we'll just fill all that in. We're just laying in some colour. And of course, it's still tacky, you know. In fact, it's a lot tacky. It looks like my fingerprints taken. Okay, but we'll carry on putting in a bit of this. I'm going to get some umber as we go along as well. And just fill it all up wherever you want some leaves. We've got literally a megaton of autumnal colours on there. I'm just taking a little bit of the same colours on a little liner brush and I'm just tapping in some individual leaves that you can see right on the end of these branches. Okay, just a few. Okay, and we'll go up there. I'm going to darken that colour off a little touch, and we're going to just bring it down a little bit. Just a few, just taps, dots, dashes, commas, inverted commas, whatever we call them. Okay, maybe that branch is further back and you can't make out any of the detail. But yeah, it's just yellow ochre mainly, but some reds in there, whites in there. Right, all right, I'm going to grab a little bit of sap green into that. Oh, that's a bit dark. I like it. I like it. Yes, like that. Dot, 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 dash, 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 like Morse code. Very nice, very nice. And we can also pull some of that into the tree as well. And make them go a bit anywhere. Leaves flutter in the wind, so they go anywhere, don't they? Let's paint the tree trunk. So the browns, bit of black, bit of white, whatever else we've got going on there. I'm going to leave a gap there, I think. I'm just going to push this in. I actually think the tree trunks look not too bad, that yellow ochre colour, but what do I know? I've never seen a yellow tree. Well, it could happen. It could happen. Right, so just sculpt the foot down there, and on this one, we'll pull that out as well. Maybe there's 2 in 1. Okay, you get that. You get a 2 in 1er. All right, like so. And we're gonna just maybe make a little branch that comes up there, and it goes down there, like so, just to hold some of this foliage up. Right, let's work on a little bit of highlight colour. So again, just a little bit of that bluey white, and we're going to start off there, and just, I'm going to come this way, just touch and tap, 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 down the side of the tree. Okay, just tap down the side of the tree. Less pressure as we get towards the bottom, because that'll be naturally darker. Okay, like that. And we'll do the same on the other. Maybe the arm has got a bit of something. I don't know what kind of tree it is, but it's nice and golden. And we'll put some on these as well. Just tap. A bit of dark colour as well on the dark side of this tree. Really sets it off, doesn't it? Okay, I'm just blend them together. Now, I'm going to save that brush. Okay. Now all I'm going to do is take a soft brush and I'm just going to pull down onto the highlights. Okay, just pull it down and that'll blend into the bark like that. We will hit this with the palette knife as well at some point. There, look at that. The light's really catching the bark up there. That's okay. I don't mind that. There, like so. Okay, let's grab the palette knife. Let's grab the palette knife with a bit of raw umber, burnt umber, and burnt sienna and white, and just touch on and pull down. Just really gently graze down like that. A little bit more. Let's go up here. Like that. And just graze it in. Graze it in. Let's go on to this one. Palette knife will do two things. It'll give us texture and it'll give us a bark of, like it'll look like bark, it'll feel like bark. Obviously won't bark like a dog, but woof, woof, woof. There we go. My dog's barking as we speak. Let's sketch in our little fisherman. So let's start off about here. I'm taking a very thin paint and I want his elbow to come down and around there like that, and the back of his coat will be about there. Okay, this is the back of him. Okay, that's his shoulder, but his arm will come down there, and maybe hold his fishing rod. Okay, like so. Have a bit more. This is just grey colour, the sky grey colour, really. A little bit of something there. That's the bottom of his coat. See, it's a bit hard to make out at the moment, but we'll work on it. We'll work on it. Back of his trouser leg and the other leg there. Okay, like that. Okay, just put a bit of colour down just to help us gauge where we can put some background stuff. So we'll put a head there, and he's going to wear a hat, a flat cap. Maybe not just a flat cap, maybe something like that. But that's where the cap will be. Anyway, there. Okay. So now we've got something to work with. And all we're going to do is just refine this sketch and put in some detail. Maybe that coat's a bit too, give him a big ass. Or her. Could be a her. Just added some greens and browns to the coat and the trousers and dampened it off with a tissue, and then just really ploughed on a lot of dark colour here. This is virtually black. It's almost, it is black almost, really. It's like burnt umber and black mixed with a tiny touch of the blue. Okay, and you're going to be quite careful, really. Where do you want to shadow? Creases in the trousers, like that. Keep taking a step back when you're doing all this lot as well. Obviously, we'll have some darkness right down at the base of his leg. And then we can come back in with some lighter forms as well. And shoes, we'll put something there for him to stand on. Okay, right. Do we want a touch of dark colour under his arm there? I think so. Just bring that down like that. Because the more you mix, the lighter it'll get. Lighter shadow. Okay, maybe it goes up there. Big hefty fishing coat on. I'm not so keen on his shoulders though, but his arms around like so, like that. I'm just building up colour. Now you can see I've put some dark colours, creases, shadows. I've altered the height and the width of the man so many times. Connie, it is a man. This is going to remind me of my son anyway, who likes fishing a lot. Now I'm going to put a little bit of yellow ochre and white on top of this pale green. A touch of oil in there. Don't make it a line, make it dots and dashes. We'll put a little bit there as well, just where the sun is really sparkling. Okay, we'll put a little bit of thing in his hair there, a bit of dark colour. We'll work on his hair. Do we want anything underneath there that's deep in shadow? So maybe tops of his shoes. Oh, come around like that. Okay, like that down there. Shoes are gonna be there like that, and maybe something there. Something about that, like that. Flat cap. Oh, I've taken mine off. I'm feeling a bit warm now. Okay, and face. That's a good face colour, and that's a good face shape round about there as well. Just blend this together, dark to light and light to dark. There we go. Now, I've not forgot his fishing rod or anything like that. We're going to have to fathom out which way he's on in his rod. Okay, but let's just start working on some stuff down here now. A little bit of dark colour, burnt umber black, really. We're going to just put some foliage down here, just off the script brush, but really just scrub it in. Okay, all sorts of little different things will come off the brush, just like that. Get a bit of green in there as well. Okay, just throw in some of these. That we'll pull some reeds out as well. I also need to blend that bit out where I put my thumb. Okay, just like that. We've got some reeds there, and we want some dirt down here. So let's just grab a little bit of that pale colour and just throw that in under there. Just throw it in. Gotta make sure it doesn't look like the water though, but we want it a little bit wet, that mud that is stood on. Okay, and then grab some of that dark colour again, and we can just work on pushing this back. Okay, that might be okay there, like so. A few grey plants as well there, like that. We need to put something here to cover the feet of these trees, unless I'm really going to work on them. I don't know whether to do that or not yet. Don't know what to do next. I always seem to go out of sync a little bit. Anyway, we'll see what happens. This is a good way of ruining a little brush, alright, but you have plenty of them. Right, I'm just going to fill this in, and then we're going to work on some reeds, and then we can work on the fishing rod. Let's just thin out some dark colour with the liner brush, and I'm just going to pull up, and just dash up like that. Some twigs and sticks and reeds and all sorts. Make them all higgledy-piggledy, you know, because there's going to be lots of vegetation round this bank. Go over the man, yeah. Push him into the picture. All right, some up here as well. Let's get some darker colour on the go. Let's go into some neat black. Of course, we've got all sorts coming off the brush as well. Just lots of reeds. Okay, there, like that. And I'll show you another way in a second. I just want to get some of this. Let's get some of that lighter green on the go as well. Put them side by side, put them somewhere different. Put them on top of each other and just tease them together. Make it look organic. That's the best thing you can do. Organic painting. Look at that, a big leaf there. And you have them right by the river. Big old leaf. I've added a little touch of red in there as well, because it's close to the foreground, so I want a little bit of bright red in there as well. Let's just really thin that down. I'm using a little bit of turpentine paint thinner just to thin it down, and that makes it sparkle. Look at that. Now I like to have the leaves or the flow of grass going in to the center of the painting. Okay, you may not want that. You may want it to look a little bit natural, and I will throw some the other way as well, you know, like that. Just throw them the other way, but not all of them. I want the composition to look like it's guiding your eye into the painting. Yeah. And then we can come back with a drop of colour and just touch the tops really of some of these, and give it a little bit of a seed buds and stuff like that. There. Just keep playing. And down here in the water, let's just put a bit of that green down there like that. And then that could be like a lily pad and then take a darker green underneath it and just side to side strokes. Of course, like that, a little bit of dark in the water, a little bit of light on top of it. And we've got a lily pad just there. We could even just try and give it a little bit of stem that you can't hardly see because it's under the water. There, like that. Okay, let's take the palette knife. Let's make sure it's clean. And again, go into some of that dark colour, that dark green, and we could just put like that some stems of some bulrushes and things like that, nice and straight. Nice and straight. Let's grab a bit more of the dark colour. I want a darker one there. Like so. And then just take a little nib of paint for the top there. And we'll put another one in there as well. Good stuff, good stuff. Right, I think we're getting close to finishing this painting. We need to put his fishing rod in. Has he caught a trout or not? Moment of truth time for the fishing man. Right, let's give him a fishing rod. Okay, now where's it gonna go? Has he caught a fish and it's up in the air and the line's coming down? Or is he just holding it out straight? Let's get his perspective right. Round about there, I think. Okay, I've taken the big Bob Ross palette knife with a very, very thin beige colour on the end. Now, I'm using the big one because it will give us a greater, straighter line. And I think if we go up like so, and then off we come, that will give us his line, okay, to go to. Okay, and we can follow that line again. All right, so we've got to be very careful here. Steady yourself. I'm just going above it a little bit. I want to thicken it up near the base, but not down there. Like so. Okay, I'm going to go into a touch of darker brown colour. And I'm just going to go slightly underneath the fishing rod. Just to act as a bit of a shadow on there. Like that. Okay, so he's got his own little fishing rod. Now, I don't know if you can see this. I can see it because I'm right on top of the canvas, but I'm just scraping in a line for the line of the fishing line. Okay, maybe you've got a fish on, so you've got to look for that. You've got to look for it, and you might not pick it up on camera, but we'll put a little bit of a splash there where the old trout or pike or whatever's trying to jump out. Okay, maybe where we've got that on the line, where we've got that on the line, where we've got that on the go. There we have it. I think we've got a nice finished painting. So if you've enjoyed this one, please give it a like, leave me a comment, subscribe, and until next time, happy fishing, happy painting. I'll see you later. Happy days.